Welcome back to the Horror Syndicate. It's Razor, and it's been a long time since I've done one of these videos. Mostly because I am lazy as fuck, and I don't think it matters. But we're over 1,100 subscribers now, and if you could, please, if you like this video anyway, hit the subscribe button. We do have a show every Tuesday night called the Horror Syndicate Discourse, where we discuss different movies. We do lists, all kinds of different topics, and I think you'd enjoy it. We are live on Facebook on Tuesdays at 7:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 Central, and also here on YouTube. So if you subscribe to YouTube, you'll be able to watch the videos and even get alerted whenever we go live. And you can be a part of the conversation. If you say something, we read the comments on while we're live and maybe comment on them, maybe not. But today I'm going to do something I did a few times last year, and I'm going to try to do a few more haul videos. They don't go over as well, but I like doing them anyway. So I'm going to do them 3 times a year at the end of every 4 months or so. And I've got, at the end of this month, I'm going to do, so far it's 10 from 2022, basically. So, but today I'm going to do Hot Take Horror. And what it is I put like this one, I put a poster up. And I said, what do you think of A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master? And I put it on Facebook, and we got comments from our followers on Facebook. And if you follow the Facebook page, you could do the same thing and be a part of this. And I could read your comment aloud, and I'll put it on the screen, and I'm going to react to it. So could be harsh, could be positive. It just depends on what the comment says. So I got my computer ready to go. We're going to get started. Okay, so the first comment, as I put my glasses on to help me read, because I'm an old man. The first comment comes from Corey Gades. Dream Master was the wicked, wet waterbed scene. What? Is probably the most famous scene next to the television. Oh, geez, this is a lot of errors here. In part 3, okay. And then the puppet, yeah. Sorry, I can't read all the comments whenever they're messed up like that. Anyway, let's go to Jeffrey Delzite. It has been my favorite of the series since I was a kid. Yeah, it doesn't have the best plot, but it has a lot of heart and imagination, and the 10-year-old me loved every minute of it. Pure nostalgia. Yeah, same here. This one's my comfort movie, and I kind of go out of my way to watch this movie. I absolutely love it. And I do think you got to watch 3 and 4 almost together. If you've never seen 3, you can't just go to 4 because they kind of go together, because Kristen, the main character from 3, is carried over into 4. Then we get Alice, who I love even more. Nate Anderson says, I really like Dream Master. It is a fun watch with some really crazy Freddy kills. The soundtrack rocks, and it has plenty of style, although it is also the point where the spectacle started to take center stage in the series. I guess they're talking about how Freddy's one-liners. That's a lot of people's thoughts on that. Vinnie Vincent Invasion, Love Kills, kick ass. And then there's a couple other songs on there as well. I think Sinead O'Connor has a song. Cody Blackwell says, it's my least favorite in the series. I don't think Alice could carry a movie in a leading role. Absorbing everyone's qualities was pretty goofy in my opinion. All this said, I still dig it. I just don't come back to it as often as others. Whatever. Rhett Cooper Davison says, the first in the series I watched. Okay. I remember this one being the one that I was really excited about. I remember starting, I was 8 when it came out, and having these fan theories in my head of of what could happen in the movie based off the trailers and the posters. Let's see. Tommy Dalton Greer II says, dude, I love the little wizard kid. Wrong movie. That is Dream Warriors. But somebody put a facepalm thing on there. Yeah. Wrong movie. That's okay. Happens to everybody. Luke Hardiman. First, A Nightmare on Elm Street in theaters. Me and Dad went together when I was 8 or so, and we went to the wrong showing, and it was a Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So we go to the right one, and enjoyed it. Funny thing is, this was in Huntsville, Alabama, and I didn't know, but my wife, who had no idea who she was then, was in that theater. Wow, that's really cool. She is a friend or she and a friend. God, I'm fucking up bad today. It's been a while since I've done this. Give me a break. She and a friend bought tickets to see Roger Rabbit and snuck into Dream Warrior or Dream Master. God, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. Mike Conway, one of the first movies I saw in the theaters. My dad took me when I was 4. That's really early. Ethan Sidlecki, this movie is so much fun. That's why I love it. It has the best funny Freddy. Yes, Freddy. This was the height. This was the pinnacle. It dropped off in the next two. Seth Stewart says Freddy is regenerated after a dog pees on his pees fire on his grave. What's not to love? Yeah, I agree. Tross Colby says it aged badly. I disagree. It's a lot of fun still. I'm trying to skip some of the ones that are just like love it. That is all. That's Darren Compton. It was good. That yeah okay. John Moore says Alice is awesome. Final girl, only final girl to face Freddy twice and survive. That is 100% true. Because it's kind of like a trilogy. The first movie is a standalone almost. We see Nancy again in the third movie. The second movie is definitely standalone because they didn't know what they had, and Jesse was the main character, and it was about possession and kind of different. And then they go to Dream Warriors. You got Dream Warriors, Dream Master, Dream Child. So kind of a trilogy there. Patrick Harris, it's not objectively a great movie. Not many horror movies are. But some of my very favorite Freddy kills are in this one, so I like it. Well, there you go. And this is the last one I'm going to do. It's a big one. Marcus Sabom. Okay, he's got a list of bad and good, so I might not post this on the screen because it's big. It's a big list. Bad. Number 1. It undercut the fantastic ending of the third movie. I seriously hate the slasher trope of killing the survivors of the previous movie in the first 5 minutes. I don't know if that's a trope. It is such nonsense. You're telling me that the folks most prepared for the killer's shenanigans are suddenly... Okay, so Kincaid and Joey thought it was over. They weren't prepared at all. So they weren't most prepared at all. Kincaid and Joey were... Kristen was prepared, but she still got screwed. But yeah, I don't think Kincaid and Joey were not prepared one bit. Number 2, I can't stand one-liner Freddy. That's all of the movies. I mean... Tina says, please God. He says, this is God. That's not a one-liner? Come on. Get the fuck out of here with that. I can't stand one-liner Freddy. I really can't. I know he's the most popular version that everyone remembers. Like, I don't mind Freddy as a sadistic sense of humor, or has a sadistic sense of humor, but now he's more like an evil game show host. No more, this is God, which is a one-liner, and I said that. Now Freddy's glove is going through sand like a shark fin. It's a fucking nightmare. It's a nightmare. Anything goes in a nightmare. I had a weird dream the other day that some asshole was going to punch me in the fucking jaw. Okay, and then the good. So there's only 2 bad. The good. Easily some of the best effects. 100%. Screaming Mad George gets mad props for this movie. Number 2, introduced the only final girl to last 2 back-to-back movies against Freddy. So hey, props to that. Lisa Wilcox. Gotta love her. Love her. Of course, they promptly forgot about her in the 6th movie, so I guess who cares at that point? Yeah, Freddy's Dead is like out of the timeline. In my opinion, that's a standalone movie. That's its own thing, and then the Dream Child is the end of the thing, like the trilogy, like I was talking about before. It's kind of like a trilogy. All right, number 3. Hold on. Final conclusion. I realize part 3 and part 4. Okay. This is final conclusion. I realize part 3 and part 4 were the highest grossing Freddy films at the time. But honestly, I think a lot of part 4's success was the movie coasting off the success of part 3. I think no matter what New Line put out, it was going to sell just based off of Freddy's good will he earned in part 3. I'm going to stop right there. There's more. But there's a lot of truth to that because Freddy became a rock star after part 3. We started seeing he had his Freddy's Nightmares. He did stuff on MTV constantly. He had a phone, you can call Freddy on the phone 1-900 number or whatever. And merchandising went out of control after Dream Warriors. So yeah, I can see that because Freddy, like 87, 88, even into 89 were the big times for Freddy. Freddy became as big as Superman, you know, as big as Spider-Man might be now, especially in horror. I mean, you don't have, well, they did a Friday the 13th series, but it didn't follow Jason Voorhees, you know. They never did a Halloween series, and Jason, he couldn't answer the phone anyway, neither could Michael Myers. Okay. Is this the worst Nightmare film? No. It's pretty much more of part 3, which I guess I can't blame the studio for adopting, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I disagree with that. It's just based on the setting alone. It's so different, and then a new cast of characters. And this one, I mean, so the Dream Warriors had powers in their dreams. Which, why wouldn't you have powers in your dreams? You know, like the power of flight or whatever. I know I've had dreams where I have different powers before, but like this one takes place back at high school, which is great. I love that. I love the setting in the, you know, at the sanitarium in the whatever it's called in the third movie. But we're back at high school. We've got new teens. It's very 80s. It's so good. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So all the same, as someone who admittedly likes his horror a little more serious, I definitely missing the dark, sadistic Freddy as opposed to the evil game show host Freddy. Okay, so yeah, the darkest Elm Street movies are A Nightmare on Elm Street and Wes Craven's New Nightmares. And guess what? You can watch those back to back, and it's actually really cool. If you've never done it before, do it. I absolutely suggest it. I have done it before. But for me, I like to go through the entire series and watch. It's been a long time since I've done a marathon or binging on the series, but like I really like back in the day when I got the VHSs and it was, you know, the first one through Freddy's Dead. I used to watch those backwards and forwards. There's times that I watched Freddy's Dead and go backwards and get to the first one. Is because I watched them so much. I love them. You know, it was my jam. So anyway, that's it. That's the show or whatever. I'm used to hosting the show, which we do have a show tomorrow night. We're going to be talking about this movie, Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. So if you ain't got anything to do at 6:30 Central Standard Time or 7:30 on the East Coast, or hell, 4:30 on the West Coast, come hang out. We're going to be talking with Nathan Thomas Milner, who is a definite Fredhead. Seth T. Miller, this is, I think, his favorite of the series as well. And Jared, not sure if Jared's going to show. Jared Letourneau, he's a good friend of mine, but he's a busy dude. But I'll be there for sure. So check it out. Horror Syndicate on Facebook, the Horror Syndicate here on YouTube, and the show is the Horror Syndicate Discourse. Hit the subscribe button, please. And I'll try to do this again if you guys like it. If I get like 10 likes, if I get 100 views, some shit like that, I'll do another one of these. Otherwise, you'll see my stupid face again at the end of the month when I do my haul video. And just a preview, it's Halloween Kills, Malignant, Jacob's Wife, Candyman, Day of the Dead, With a Wicker Man, Deadly Blessing, Deadly Friend, Alone in the Dark, Shock, and Scream 5. Anyway, subscribe,